Boom, there I am. There you are. And we are live. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another NBA player props, prize picks live stream. A lot of P words in there. It sounds funny saying all those words consecutively, but that is what this stream is. Welcome. I am back. You are back. We are back with another live stream. Today is Monday, February 5th, 2024. Hope everybody's doing well. I hope this stream finds you all in good spirits on this Monday morning. Thought we start the stream off a slightly different. Just pay respects to a fallen G, a fallen icon. Insert praise for Carl Weathers, who passed away over the weekend. I don't really get hung up on celebrity passings or athlete passings. I think the last athlete celebrity passing that really hit me was Kobe's passing. But Carl Weathers, if you grew up in the 80s, 90s, if you grew up watching when action movies were really good, you recognize Carl Weathers, and I mean, obviously his roles in all the Rocky films were iconic. Pick a scene, any scene that he was in, and it was golden. But yeah, passed away over the weekend. It sucks, but kind of sucks, kind of doesn't suck, we all got to go at some point. But Carl Weathers, boy, so many movies. Awesome actor. Seemed like a decent dude. Sometimes you hear stories about people. I never really heard too much, actually no bad things about him. So rest in peace, Carl Weathers. Moving on. But sad to see him go. He was a great one. But we're not here to talk about deaths. Morbid way to start the show, but also paying respects and homage to an icon nonetheless. We're talking about player props today. We're talking about NBA player props over on PrizePicks today. So if you're new to the stream, welcome. We don't start the stream like that every day, but not every day do we have the passing of a legend. So taking a few moments to pay respects. We talk PrizePicks, we talk player props, we talk underdog, jock market, wherever you play, we can talk about it. We don't have to always talk about PrizePicks, though PrizePicks is the hottest ticket in town, the biggest ticket in town. It is the one that you know most about. So we spend a lot of time on PrizePicks. So feel free to chime into the chat with another player prop site. We can all take a look at it. We share here. And then we go over player props, basically. It's pretty straightforward stuff. I do want to recap my plays from the weekend. If you follow me in the Discord and you saw the plays that I played in the Discord, I also created a short video for these plays over the weekend. One for Saturday, one for Sunday. We go 4-2 with those plays. Friday we go 2-1, so that's 6-3 to end and start the weekend, I guess. So that was fun. Had a nice little cash on Friday with the protected play, my first ever protected play sweep. So that was nice. Usually I end up just getting my $20 back in promo funds, which is not cool, but finally cashed one. Had a lot of fun wins in the Discord over the weekend. So if you saw that in the Discord, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't know what I'm talking about, fuck around and find out. Fuck around and find out. The link is in the description of the stream to the free player prop Discord. Head on over there and say what's up. All right. Let's get into this recap. We'll go over some injury news, and then, as we always do, we'll open it up to some Q&A. Try to find some gems, try to find some true value on the board, and then we'll call it a day. So let's get on with our day. Let's go ahead and let's just quickly recap the plays from yesterday, starting off with Kristaps Porzingis. Took the over on his points and rebounds. He cashed this one so easily. I know it looked like there was a blowout brewing on paper, but I mentioned this in the video. We can't count on blowout risk. We should not avoid players, or we should not simply target players because the blowout is there. I think we have to factor in the teams playing and just focus on the data. And the data worked out for us yesterday as Kristaps Porzingis finishes with like over 30 points and rebounds. I stopped counting after the prop hits. I don't really care how far much they go over. As long as they hit, I'm fine. So Kristaps Porzingis was our first play that went over. Oh, man, this guy, Colin Sexton. Well, Coach Dagnow, is it Coach Dagnow who's in Utah? Is that the coach in Utah? Or is that the coach in OKC? One of those young coaches played the hot hand down the stretch. Colin Sexton did not see much run in the fourth quarter, so he stuck at that 19-point mark for a long time. Did not get another minute of playing time. So unfortunately, he definitely doesn't get there for us. And it wasn't even about the bump. This one got bumped from 19 and a half. He finishes with 19. So it wasn't even a matter of playing the bump and it failed. He just didn't even get to his original line of 19 and a half. He didn't get over that. So all we needed was 20 to break even. We needed 21 for the complete cash. But unfortunately, Colin Sexton down the stretch just didn't have enough to finish for us. Pause. One play that I talked about in the Discord, did not put this in the video, but it was James Harden's rebounds and assists. You could have also went with his rebounds, a nice bounce back spot for him. I know he let everybody down with his rebound prop on Friday, but he comes through with 16 rebounds and assists. Last I checked, he had 16. That's over 12 and a half, and that's all I care about. So 2-1 with our video plays, or with my complete plays, but 1-1 with the video plays. So close to going 2-0 yesterday. I thought we had it in the bag, but unfortunately, Colin Sexton decided to spoil the fun. What we talked about yesterday in the discourse, those are the plays we talked about. Hopefully you tailed the right ones. Hopefully you tailed Harden and Porzingis, not like me, but hopefully those worked out for you. I hope they helped you cash out some of your slips yesterday. Injury news. We're getting right to injury news. So a big name on the injury report right now is Luka, because he is currently questionable. Obviously, if he doesn't play, that opens up a ton of usage for Kyrie Irving. If you feel like Luka is not going to play today, I would jump on Kyrie Irving's point right now, because as soon as Luka gets officially ruled out, all his stuff will be taken off the board and then put back on the board with like a bump of 2 to 3. AD and LeBron are always on this list. That's no surprise. Jared Allen, Zion, Maxi Kleber. I'm not reading all these names. You can read them. Doubtful we have Andrew Wiggins, so no Andrew Wiggins tonight. Does that open up more uses for Kuminga, Podziemski? If you're in the Discord, I'm already on Podziemski today. Out, Joel Embiid. He's out for a little bit. Clint Capella. So is it Okongwu? Are we freeing Okongwu today? Does Jalen Johnson get a little bit running that front court? Derek Lively remains out. Vandy is out, and Ben Simmons is out. Probable Kyrie, Saric, and Dennis Smith Jr. So there's your injury report for Monday, February 5th, 2024. All right. Hit that like button on your way in. Hit that like button on your way in. We got 24 viewers right now. I'd love to have 24 likes. That's not too much to ask. What's going on, Mel? Welcome in. Good morning. Top of the morning to you. First in, Jim the Judge. What it do? Salute and blessings to you as well. ATM, good morning. Big Icy Grand Rising to you. Meech, what's going on? Past that virtual joint. Big Icy. I should probably roll up real quick. Herder points or Kuminga points over. All right, we'll get to those plays in a second. Edward, what's going on? Good morning to you. Gilbert, what's going on? Happy birthday, man. Happy birthday. What are you, the big 2-1? The big 2-1. What's up, ROK? What's going on, man? Good morning. Happy 70th birthday. Is it your 70th birthday, man? Shit. D Twisted, what's going on, man? Oh, dude. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. That was tough, man. That was super tough. Ramo, what's going on? Good morning. Good morning. Shy, what's going on? Good morning. Divine, what's up? Good morning. Vu. Cutler, good morning. All right. I think we're good. Pleasantries out the way. Respect, salute to everybody in the chat. Really appreciate y'all being in here. A lot of the usual suspects, but I love seeing new names pop up. Really love that. If you're watching this at work, keep that volume down, or maybe you have a pod in your ear, you're good to go. Definitely don't get written up. Don't get written up watching YouTube videos at work, unless that's your job. That's a pretty cool job. All right. Injury news is done. Let's talk about some NBA plays. Let me share with you a few plays that I do like. Now, I posted these in the Discord last night, early, not even early morning. It was well before midnight, but I have a couple plays that we can talk about. One of them has been bumped up, so I'm glad I got that in early, but Austin Reeves points. I like the over on this one, 15.5. It's up at 16.5 right now. Obviously, if one of the two sit today in James or Davis, this is a great play at 16.5 still. But at 15.5, I mean, that's obviously the lowest it'll be all day. So I was on this one. I really like his matchup versus Charlotte today. Not really not because he's been going off lately, but because we're starting to see Austin Reeves look like the Austin Reeves of last season. The way he started off this year looked really shaky and suspect, but it looks like he's regained his form. Looks good. 15.5 is a solid number to attack. And then the second play is Brandon Pajemski. Now, this one is still on the board at 11.5 rebounds and assists. I do like the over on this one. I'm not too worried about Saric being probable today because Wiggins is doubtful, but I don't think Pajemski needs players sitting out to open up time for him on the court. He's got the respect and the trust of his teammates and coaches. He's on the court plenty to get the over on this one. So I think as long as this one sits at 11.5, it's in a good spot to hit. And then this is just the slip that I created last night, 11:12 p.m. I put this 2-pick power in, put that in the Discord, and we're all set. So those are my two plays for the day. If you want me to dig into them on a deeper level, you can let me know in the chat. If you're good, we're just going to move on. We're going to head on over to PrizePicks. We're going to pull up the dashboard, and we are going to start looking at some player props for today, Monday, February 5th. 2024. Welcome in if you're just joining the chat. If you're watching this on the replay, thank you so much. Appreciate that. We're using props.cash today. Props.cash for all of the all the player prop research that you hear, that you see. It's all done through props.cash. If you have any interest in using props.cash for your own research, do it. Just do it. My promo code is THANKS25, THANKS25. Just head on over there, sign up for a month, get 25% off your first month. If you hate it, if you don't like it, you save money on your first month, just cancel it after that. No big deal. You don't hurt my feelings, but I think you'll like it, and I think you'll find some benefit from using the tools over there. All right, so we got PrizePicks pulled up on the board. I got Nick Claxton up on the board. His rebounds, I believe these were bumped up from 11.5 to 12, but I don't care because the Golden State Warriors are awful at defending the boards. If you paid attention to the box score versus the Hawks, I know Curry went off for 60 points, and I know him and Trae Young were kind of trading threes, and that was a fun fireworks show. But if you paid attention to the box score, the entire front court, basically the starting front court of the Atlanta Hawks, had a double-double. Capella had a double-double. Jalen Johnson had a double-double. And I believe Okongwu had over 10 boards. Over 30 boards collected by that front court. And so when I see Claxton's rebound sitting at 12 today, I don't even think that's too high. I think the only thing that stops Claxton from getting this is Claxton. If he gets into foul trouble or if he gets into a fight with Draymond or some stupid shit like that, obviously that hinders his upside. But right now he's looking solid at 12 rebounds. So I threw that one up there. I like his spot today. And we're just going to go down the list in the chat. As I always do, I'm taking the first player props that I see in the chat, and then we're just going to move forward. If you have more than one, I'm taking the first one that I see as to give time to everybody else, and then we'll come back around if we have time, and we'll go over the other ones that I missed. So if all that sounds good to you, keep that virtual joint passing for Carl Weathers, and let's get this going, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So first one I see is just the question. It's not a request, but ROK wants to know, do we like Kuminga for 26.5 PRA? Now, Kuminga really, he kind of screwed the pooch last game versus the Hawks. Now, he had a nice little run where he was just kind of going over points, PRA, PR, you name it. He was hitting threes. He was doing all the good things. I don't think it was so much the matchup that hurt him. We always talk about regression, positive, negative regression. And I think it was just one of those games where Kuminga was just going to have to like hit a wall at some point. And he got into foul trouble and he fouled out. So just a really sloppy game for him, missing shots, and just wasn't the most efficient game from the field. But if you want to look at his PRA as a bounce back, it's definitely in play right now. So 26 PR for him, and his PRA is not on the board. It's right there. Sorry. So his PRA is currently at 29, and his PR is at 26.5. So for video's sake, we can just take a look at his PR because that looks to be at the original line, and his PRA was bumped up. All right, so we'll move forward from there. Let's see. Steph Curry. Divine asks, Steph Curry threes, Mikal points, Curry assists. Let's look up Curry's threes. I think after his incredible game, I think that's going to be a pretty popular play for everyone. So down here, are his threes not on the board? Also, if you have more than one player prop, like Divine is asking about 3 different player props, if one is not on the board, then I'll just go to the next one. So yeah, that's another way we can use your player prop. Sometimes PrizePicks takes plays off the board, as you know. So like in this situation, I do not see Curry's threes on the board. So we'll just go on to Mikal Bridges and take a look at his points at 22.5, and then we move on. So Big Icy said he tell that Chris play. Man, he crushed it. We talked about how he should eat without Brown in the lineup, and it was not a risky play because Brown was already questionable. And just looking at the matchup between Memphis with no Jaren Jackson Jr., I just couldn't see the Celtics needing all fire, like all guns, all hands on deck. I don't know what I'm trying to say. All hands on deck, all firepower. What the fuck I'm trying to say. And they rested Jaylen Brown. And yeah, it was a little close at the beginning, but the Celtics pulled away and you know, beat a team they should have beat. So yeah, Kristaps was sitting in a nice spot, and his play got bumped up throughout the day. So if you got it at 25.5, it worked out. If you got it at 26.5, it still worked out. Yeah, D-Twisted. Coach did home for sure, man. They just rode the hot hand down the stretch, right? I mean, that's what they did. I don't think Collins saw too much run in the fourth quarter either. So that's how it is sometimes. It's funny, though, because if you're riding the hot hand, Colin Sexton had 19 points in the third quarter, and he played less. He played, 25 minutes? So he averaged almost a point per minute, and that's considered, like, cold. So coaches do stupid stuff all the time. Stupid stuff to us because they don't care. They're trying to win the game. Cutler asked for Kyrie 10 RA. Let's take a look at that. Now, if Lucas sits tonight, then obviously if you already played a Kyrie play, you're great because these will be taken off the board and then they will be bumped up. Lucas said he heard a pop in his ankle. He's such a fucking drama queen. I'm sure it hurt whatever happened to him, but a pop, it just sounds like headline news. Like he just wants that attention. Pop or no pop. If it was that serious, his ass wouldn't be on the injury report. You'd have a bigger headline out there. So, but pay attention to that. Pay attention to that if Luka does sit, or if he's going to be limited at all. Kyrie's in a fantastic spot. I would love to see a back and forth between Kyrie Irving today and Tyrese Maxey. That would be awesome. Just shot for shot. Just go back and forth. Jim said he missed all his slips by 2.5. But that's okay, man, because you've been knocking out those Sixers on a regular basis. So Even the best of the best have the bad games, the bad days, man. Edward says Draymond over 10.5 first half PRA bumped up to 11.5. So if you got it at 10.5, that's awesome, man. All right. Big Icy. Oh, Curry's threes are on underdog at 4.5. Okay, cool. What's going on, Steven? Good morning to you. And I was watching your live this morning. No, it's not 26 degrees in Austin. I was referring to your 26 degrees in Boston. I was calling that balmy. 26 in Boston feels really nice, especially if the sun's out, especially when you have days that are like below 0 and a foot of snow. 26 degrees is like a spring day in Boston. So I kind of miss those days. Not driving in that shit, but just kind of miss looking at my window and seeing a little snow. Ramo says he has Brandon over PA, but what do you think about Russell over PRA or Max Strus over PRA? You know what? I was looking at Max Strus's PRA earlier at 16.5, I think, unless they bumped it up. Max Strus, oh, they did bump it up. They bumped it up from 16.5 to 17.5. We can still take a look at that. The reason he was standing out to me was because he just had a really bad game last game. And I do like going back to players who have bad games. And the matchup is a pretty good one versus the Kings. It should be an up-tempo game for the Cavs. It's a nice little pace-up game for them. Ink, what's going on? Good morning to you. Twisted said he didn't play from 3 minutes left in the third and set the whole 4. So 15 minutes he didn't play. Jesus. That's terrible. Mookie, what's going on? I thought you were quitting. Yesterday, Mookie was like, I'm done, y'all. I'm hanging up the cleats. Deuce. And then she posted a slip 10 minutes later. She's like, what do y'all think about this one? See, she's already calling it a day. ATM. Murray over RA. You looking at Keegan or DeJounte? Because we have a couple of Murrays today. Let me know if you're thinking about Keegan or DeJounte. Where are we at? 5 right now? All right. Hey, Divine, I see Kyrie Irving's points in there. We're already looking up Kyrie Irving's rebounds and assists. We'll take a look at his points at the same time. We'll kind of knock those out. All right, so I tell you what, let me take this Claxton off the board because that was one of mine, and we can still take a look at Claxton. But I saw in the chat also Okongwu. So Okongwu was standing out to me because there is no Clint Capella tonight, and then we just talked about the usage going up for certain guys on that team. So I want to look at his rebounds. So if you requested his rebounds or if you want to look at Okongwu, we're going to take a look at that in addition to what we already have up on the board. All right. All right, let's roll. Let's do it. So we got 6 plays on the board. We got enough. We got enough to get going. Let's head over to props.cash and let's get this going, ladies and gentlemen. Hit that like button on your way in if you have not done so already. This is what hitting the like button does for the channel. It helps it grow by suggesting it to other people on YouTube. It puts my video in front of new viewers, and obviously views can transition into likes and future subscribers. That is how that helps. So hitting that like button, it's the lifeline of YouTube videos, YouTube content. So you do a lot when you hit that like button. You really, really do. So thanks in advance. I appreciate that. Let's talk about let's see who we have on the board. What order can we go in? We got Okongwu, Strus, Irving, Bridges, Kuminga. Let's do the Kuminga and Bridges props since they're in the same game. Is this game on TNT? It's an East Coast game, but it's like down in the schedule. So I'm wondering if it's just is it a later start time? So Mikal Bridges points. Over on PrizePicks, you're getting them at 22.5. They're at 23.5. So there's positive number one. If you are wanting to take the over on this one, getting it at a 1-point discount. He is projected for 22 roughly on the day. And you can see Golden State's defense is allowing quite a few points per game. If you want to get a little bit more specific, well, here are his odds at the OG line. We're getting it at a discount line. But if you want to get specific and see what he's done at home over his last 10 games, if that moves the needle for you, over his last 10, he's averaging 25. Over his last 5, he's averaging 26 at home. And then let's bring this down to 22 to reflect what we got on PrizePicks. So it does not increase his hit rate over his last 5. Yeah, so it's still 25 and 26 points per game over those time frames at home. No real injury news. Oh, actually, Ben Simmons is out. Most of these games are played without Ben Simmons, so I don't think it's going to change too much in the game logs. You know, Ben Simmons has been out for a while, came back, and now he's just resting up. He's like the oldest 28-year-old dude in the world. Is he even 28 years old? He's like the oldest mid-20 dude in the world. I mean, after seeing what Trae Young did and how he went off, and I'm not saying that Mikal Bridges is Trae Young, I think we could still consider Mikal Bridges the top option in Brooklyn. So, you know, looking at Golden State's defensive rankings, looking at how well he's played at home, I think that Mikal Bridges' points are in play. It's not a play that I was looking at or that I was on, but I mean, you're getting good averages over his last 10 and 5 games. And obviously when we bring this down to 22.5, it will improve the odds. Across the industry, the odds, you do have DraftKings at 22.5. You have Caesars and PointsBet all have this at 22.5, and their odds are positive towards the over, like in favor of the over here. So there's a lot to like. There's a lot to like for this one. I don't mind it. I mean, if there's one thing that he's going to do, it's shoot. All right, let's look at Jonathan Kuminga's points and rebounds. Jonathan Kuminga let us down. So we talk about going back to players, right back to players who let us down, a la James Harden that worked out last night. Do you want to go back to Jonathan Kuminga after, you know, his bad game against the Hawks? I don't anticipate him fouling out every game, but it happens from time to time. His points did get bumped up from 19.5 to 20.5. But his points and rebounds are still where they opened up at 26.5. You're getting flat odds basically on this one. I mean, look, we talk about regression, you know, a lot. I mean, 3, 6, 8 straight games of damn near. He's averaging over 30 points and rebounds in these games. You know, at some point it's going to fall back down. So now we have it at a reasonable line, and he's getting an okay matchup. You know, it's not the best matchup. He is projected for 26.82 points and rebounds, so that's slightly over his line today. So you're already getting good. You're already getting like flat odds, but you're getting positive projections. And the matchup with Brooklyn isn't. It's not the best, but we've seen worse rankings here before. PointsBet does have this sitting at 27.5, so it's possible this one gets bumped up throughout the day. If you like it now, take it now. It's not going to get any lower. If you're interested in what power forwards have done versus the Nets, you know, Marcus Morris is getting more run in Philly without Embiid, but he's nowhere near the contributor that Kuminga is for the Warriors. So looking at these guys, I mean, these guys aren't moving the needle. Kevin Durant, full-time starter. Lauri Markkanen, John Collins, Carl Anthony Towns, Julius Randle, Jeremy Grant. You have some big names on there, guys who are starting, guys who are getting full run, and they're going over their props. So I do like this as a bounce back spot for Kuminga. It's a little sneaky. Maybe people are going to be off of him because he's, he let you down the last game, but that's kind of when you want to go back to a guy. So yeah, I don't mind this one for Kuminga at all. And I believe his points and rebounds last game, if I'm not mistaken, were what, 28 and a half. So you're getting this 2 below. It's a pretty good deal. So I don't mind Kuminga. All right, let's look at what's the next game. Let's look at Strus. Strus was at 16.5 PRA, I want to say, earlier this morning, and it got bumped up to 17 against the Sacramento Kings. Or maybe I'm looking at somebody different because, okay, BetMGM did have this at 16.5. I swear I saw this at 16.5. Nonetheless, it is a pace-up match for the Cleveland Cavaliers at home versus the Kings. Over his last 10, he's averaging 18, and then over his last 5, he's averaging 18 as well. Now, a lot of these games were without Mobley. I don't know if a few of them were without Jared Allen, but injury news for the Cavs. You do have Allen day-to-day. I'm not going to get into the sample sizes with and without Mobley and stuff like that. There's just not, I don't think there's that much to go on. But the matchup is there. Defense of the Sacramento Kings, it's not terrible, but they're definitely letting teams score on them. They're letting teams produce on them. They're letting teams shoot and make threes, which is what Max Strus can do for you. His PRA right now is projected for just 17.46, which is right below 17.5. But the rest of his projections look very solid in terms of points, rebounds, assists. So 14, if you round it up to 5, that's 15, that's 17. That's damn near 18. So if you're rounding up, I think 18 is in play for him, is what he needs for you to get the over on this one. So yeah, Jared Strus. Max Strus is in play. He's scary because, the guy who dominates the usage on that team is Donovan Mitchell, and when Garland's in the lineup as well, it will take some usage away from Max Strus. But I think if he shoots well early, I think they keep letting him shoot, and then he can get over on points alone. He is the kind of guy that can get hot and just knock down 20 points. So Max Strus is in play. All right, let's talk about Okongwu, and then let's look at Kyrie Irving right now. We want to look at his points and his rebounds and assists. So currently, his PRA right now, what I'm seeing is 37.5. If you have any interest in that, I mean, if you like the over on his points and rebounds, and you like the over on his points, I mean, this is what his PRA is. His points are at 27.5. He needs 28. If he gets you 28 points and 10 rebounds and assists, that's 38. But he needs 11 rebounds and assists. So 11 and 28, that's 39. But if you want to look at his points first, sitting at 27.5, odds don't look all that great. But again, Luka doesn't play, then this is way too low if Luka doesn't play. We could be looking at a similar situation where we don't hear news until later in the afternoon, like we did with Jaylen Brown. But once that news is dropped, I guarantee you will not find this at 27.5 on PrizePicks. He's only projected for 25 points, projected for only 36 PRA. I don't really like these odds for his points, but again, there are a lot of things in play right now that we can't, that aren't official. Transition defense for the 76ers is not all that good either. So, I mean, there are a lot of things here we can look at to help us in deciding if we want to take the over on his points. If you want to take a look at what opposing point guards have done versus the 76ers, we can do that. Wait, did Dinwiddie only score 3 points? What the hell, dude? He only scored 3 points. I thought I was looking at rebounds or something. Holy shit. All right, see, Colin Sexton went for 22, 37 for Curry, 22 for Scoots, 23 for Murray, 19 for Nimhard. Okay. I mean, it doesn't look great, but you're also getting a lot of players in these in this list that aren't high usage players. Like Chris Dunn's not a high usage player, neither is Dinwiddie. Reggie Jackson's not even a starter. Corey Joseph, like it just kind of like waters down the averages here. So focusing on the guys who get playing time or starters, those guys are putting up a fair amount of points versus Dallas, or excuse me, versus Philly. Let's take a look at Kyrie's rebounds and assists, and then we'll take a look at Okongwu's rebounds. So he came off a pretty nice run of 11 or more rebounds and assists in how many games? 9 straight games for Kyrie Irving. Odds are just as what they were for the points, so you're not getting a lot of favorite towards the over on this one. His projections are better, though. His projections are actually over at 10.87 versus the 76ers. No games this year to speak of. One down, one up, one down, one up. Just for shits and giggles, if you want to take a look at what Irving has done without Luka in the lineup, he had 4 straight games this season of 11 or more, 14 in 3 of those games. And then we can look at his points, what he did without Luka in the lineup. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games to look at this season. 3 of those games he goes over with a minimum of 33 points versus New York, versus New Orleans, and versus New Orleans. So I got to be honest with you. I would only play his points if the news was trending that Luka was going to sit, or if Luka is going to be limited. Because I'm personally just not seeing enough here to take the over if the team is like, if Luka's there. But that's just my opinion. Here are the numbers, here are the stats, and here are the projections for Kyrie. All right, last one in this block of players, and then we'll take a breather. Let's take a look at Okongwu's rebounds, sitting at 9 on PrizePicks. I believe this one got bumped up from 8.5. Minus 138 to go over on this one at 8.5. He had 16 rebounds. This is what I'm talking about. This is why Nick Claxton was standing out to me. The dude put up 16 rebounds, and he's not even a starter. There's really nobody there in Golden State to defend. There's just not. So now he gets to play the Clippers, bit of a better defensive team than the Warriors, but no Capella. So this is what he's done. Okay, so no Capella. This is already being baked into the odds. When was the last time you saw minus 138 on any of Okongwu's props with Capella healthy? You're just not. So this is already baked in. You are not smarter than the books right now. They're already on it. So like if you're like, oh, minus 138 and there's no Capella, it's really like minus 150. No, it's minus 138. Now that it's bumped up to 9, I don't know what the odds are, but it's still definitely in play because he needed 9 in the first place. He needs 9 to push. He needs 10 to go over. So it is a little tougher for him. But, I mean, he's in a great spot to get this done. Let's take Capella out the lineup. Let's see what this looks like. So without Capella in the lineup over his last 10 games, we do have to go back to last season. But he has that 20 rebound upside, and he has a floor of 4. He's pushed this in 3 of those games. He's gone flat over in 4, and then he's gone just well under in 3 of them. So kind of a mixed bag here with his results. It's not a guaranteed lock, that he goes over all his props when Capella's out. But he's in a better spot to go over with Capella out. So I like this, honestly. I like Capella's rebounds. I mean, shit, we're talking about the front court without Capella. I mean, Jalen Johnson's rebounds are at 9.5. I don't know what they are on PrizePicks. That seems a little high. I think Okongwu's in the best spot to go over rebounds without Capella. Without Capella, it sounded like I said with acapella. Acapella, Clint Capella. All right, so we like the over on Jonathan Kuminga in a bounce back spot. We like the over on Mikal Bridges. I like the over on Kyrie Irving's 10 rebounds and assists over than his over on points. Strus at 16.5 was looking good. This one at 17.5 is still in play, but he really has to shoot, and he has to shoot well early. Okongwu over, and I hate going all overs on props, but I think we did enough research here to support it. So those are the first 6. Screenshot those, or excuse me, those are the first 5. We'll screenshot those and take a breather. Clear this out. All right. Chat is popping. Welcome in, everybody. 50 viewers on the stream. Thank you so much. Hit that like button on your way in. Who said Kyrie was out? Did I accidentally say Kyrie was out? I meant Luka. If Luka's out, obviously Kyrie's not out because we're looking at his player props. Yeah, sorry if I said that Kyrie was out. That's obviously not. That's not true. He's probable. Let's see. Got to scroll all the way back up. Let's see. All right. Kawhi over rebounds. Kawhi over rebounds. All right. Start putting these on the board right now. Ooh. 6.5. I tell you what, we're like with Embiid missing time due to surgery, he's out the MVP race. He's not in consideration anymore. I'm sure by the end of the season, you'll have a lot of guys cross off that MVP list because they're ineligible. And you have guys like Kawhi Leonard and Jimmy Butler who aren't normally in that race. I think those names start to emerge as candidates because it's just like the field starts to get smaller and smaller as these dudes get more injured as the year goes on. But the way Kawhi Leonard, the way the Clippers are playing right now, they're playing real well. James Harden is just a much better fit in LA than he's been in pretty much every team he's been on, honestly. All right. ATM said DeJounte Murray, you wanted to take a look at his rebounds and assists. Sitting at 11. Still at 11. All right. I saw it at 11. Fam, man, what's going on? Good morning. All right. Divine, man, you're blowing up the chat. I already looked at Okongwu, man. We already talked about the centers versus the center rebounds in Atlanta. Let's see. Sexton killed everybody slips. Let's see. What's going on? Jay Graves, Austin Reeves. Took the over on his 15.5 points, and that was late last night. It's been bumped up to 16.5. I'm glad I got it at the 15.5. But they are playing the Charlotte Hornets. I mean, we can play a different scenario here. If you feel like the Hornets get blown out in this game, they are coming off a back-to-back. This is 3 games in the last 4 days, I think, for them. If we see LeBron sit in the fourth quarter, that kind of thing, does Austin Reeves get extra run, or does Austin Reeves also sit in the fourth quarter if they're up, by a good amount? Has he now earned that respect where he's now like, yeah, you're gonna rest, we can't risk injury to you, or does he get extra run in that backcourt if LeBron sits out in the fourth? But I did like it at 15.5. I think Claxton eats, man. I think he eats today. I mean, I'm anxious to see what his free throw attempts are today. Free throws made prop versus the Warriors. Claxton for dunks. Yeah. Dunks. If you guys aren't playing dunks, I was not playing dunks until I can't remember who the first person in the Discord to bring that the dunk props up, but it may have been Ken or one of the aliens, but we had Aaron Gordon's dunks for a while. We had Giannis's dunks when they were under 3. You have Claxton's dunks, Collins' dunks, Gafford's dunks. You could pretty much make a full slip on dunks. Those are fun. Jay Graves said he has Kuminga at 19.5. Nice, you got it before the bump. That's awesome. Yeah, I like when we just looked at his points and rebounds. I think his points and rebounds are in a good spot today. Jose, what's going on? Good morning. Draymond, points and assists. Okay, let's take a look. Man, my eye is itching. Points and assists. 14. All right. Michael, what's going on? Good morning to you. Let's see. Ink. Kyrie's out? Nah. Oh, LOL. Is that where you were commenting on? I didn't say Kyrie is out. Ink is saying Kyrie's out. This is what happens when I'm behind in the chat. I just let me just check the injury report real quick. Yeah, it's still the same. I see Kyrie is probable today, and Luka's questionable today. Gotcha. All right. All that's making sense. I thought I fucked up and said Kyrie was out. Trae Young assists. It's a 10. It's at 10 right now. Snagged it at 9.5. That's dope. Very good value. I think it's good value. Feel like it's down because one off game. Also, I would say it's down due to matchup because the Clippers are on one right now. What am I doing? Because the Clippers are on one right now. They are playing the best basketball in the NBA, honestly. I think they're the best team in the NBA right now, the way they're playing. And so maybe this is like a game where the books see Trae Young not having as much upside. We can definitely take a look at it at 10. Zubac is not on the injury report that I see. But Plumlee is getting a lot of love on his rebounds and assists at 10.5, which is kind of high. But I don't see Zubac on the injury report at all. So that might be something to watch out for. All right. Michael, Brandon Reep, yeah. He does, man. He really does. Like he had 12 rebounds or something against the Hawks last game. It was stupid. Some stupid number like that. ATM, yeah. Over DeJounte. Gotcha. Eddie says Zubac should be back tonight. Took Strus over 5.5 3-points attempt. His 3-pointers attempt might be a good one instead of going with his PRA. No doubt. I'll never take the under on Gobert dunks. All his points are at the rim. Like, people talk about Jokic padding his stats. Rudy Gobert pads his rebounds a lot. He'll miss it, and then he'll dunk it. I think there's something going on with his hand-eye coordination. Like his depth perception is off. Like if you've ever watched him try to take a pass in the paint, he fumbles it out of bounds. He doesn't know how to he might just have bad hands. Like most centers have they're not very coordinated with the hand-eye. But that dude, I mean, it's weird to watch him play in the paint because he's not smooth. It's like very choppy. It's like that shit's buffering or something. He's a different dude. All right. Reeves is back to 15.5. Let's take a look at that. If he's back at 15.5, it's worth taking a look at. Man, we got a lot of points. We got a lot of props in here. Cutler says 5.5. So he took the 5.5 3-point attempts. That might be a better one. Especially if he's shooting well. He's just going to keep shooting. Herter under 7 rebounds and assists. Okay. Keegan Murray today. What do you think about Keegan Murray today? I honestly haven't looked at a lot of Keegan Murray's lines. If there's one in particular that you like, we can definitely pull it up. Okay. Points are right here. So points or PRA. So we got Trae Young's assist in there, don't we? Or no? Yeah, we do. So we have Trae Young, Draymond, DeJounte, Kawhi. Let's look at Kevin Huerter. 7.5 rebounds and assists. Well, that got pulled off the board. So we're not going to look at Kevin Huerter. Let's look at Keegan. Okay. What a huge discrepancy between his points. So 19.5 points for Keegan Murray is his demon. And 9.5 is his goblin points. Shit's stupid. That's stupid. Paris, what's going on? New name. I haven't seen you in the chat before. Welcome. Appreciate you being here. Mason Plumlee, PRA. Okay. If you're on Mason Plumlee, PRA, why are you on his PRA? Because we were just talking about Zubac being out or not being out. And Plumlee does play very well in that offense. Plays better without Zubac there, obviously. But if you're looking at his PRA, is it matchup based or is it because you think that Zubac sits tonight? All right, got Plumlee in there. Ink. Sabonis over points and rebounds. JR, what's going on? LeBron under PRA. Man, I hate taking the under on Sabonis. Anything, dude. So, okay, Sabonis's PRA just got bumped. Or excuse me, Sabonis's PR is what? 31.5. And you got the over on points and rebounds. Okay. So let's pull that up. All right, JR, LeBron. I tell you what, I cannot put another play on the board right now because we're maxed out at 6, but let's do this real quick. Man, that's so slow. LeBron's PRA. If it's at 41.5 on PrizePicks, you're getting it at a higher line than you're seeing on the other books. So there's positive number one if you're looking for the under on LeBron James. He is projected for 41.33. So if you're getting it again at 41.5, that's still under 41.5. Pretty much well, I shouldn't say that. 3 out of the 5 books that we see here have this at 41.5 with juice to the under. And then 2 have it at 40.5 with kind of flat odds. So it's still even at 40.5. Doesn't look like it's getting a ton of movement for the over on this one. And you would think against the Charlotte Hornets that he should eat. But again, he's not at that. That's not his career right now. That's not his, like if the Lakers can beat the Hornets with LeBron playing 25 minutes, then they're going to do it. So maybe that's already factored into the odds here. So you're getting not the best looking game log. You're getting a higher line on PrizePicks, and then you're getting projections that do align with the odds. Although Charlotte's defense is trash, we know this. I think we have to just pay more attention to the bigger picture. And if LeBron can play fewer minutes and the Lakers still get a win, he can go and start icing his knees and shit. I think that's what they'll do. So there might be something here with taking the under at 41.5 on PrizePicks. All right, so got LeBron in there. Let's take a look at, we got Kawhi, DeJounte, Green, Young. Let's go to the Atlanta Hawks and Clippers. We'll look at Kawhi. We'll look at DeJounte. We'll look at Trae Young. So let's start with Trae Young's assist. Now, these have been bumped up to 10. If you got them at 9.5, that's really good value. I kind of don't think it matters about the matchup. If you can get Trae Young's assist under 10, I think it's worth taking. Because that's just, that'd be like getting Sabonis' rebounds like under 12 every game, under 11. That's too good to pass up. And you just kind of ignore the matchup. But over his last 5 games, he's gone over this in 4 out of his last 5 games. He's still averaging 11, averaging 10 over his last 10. At minus 136, the odds, at 9.5, the odds are minus 136. So at 10, I don't know what they'll be. But if you want to bump this up to 10, it does not change anything over his last 5 games. He's still giving you 11 assists in those games. Now, again, we talk about why this number is so low. It could be that the matchup isn't really good. Top 5, definitely top 10 in every category here for the Clippers. Trae Young is projected for 10.3 assists. So if that holds true, then he's pushing this line. But I still think it's in a good spot because 10 assists is still pretty good for Trae Young. Yeah, Cade Cunningham dished out 11 assists, 10 for D'Lo, 7 for Dinwiddie. There's not a whole lot to go here in terms of sample sizes. So also, there are a lot of names in here that just aren't that kind of player. Like Drew Holiday, yes, he can dish out assists. That's not really what he does all the time. Marcus Sasser, DSJ. Yeah, this is kind of a bad list of names here. It does make the Clippers defense look a lot better, but I think Trae Young's still in a good spot to get you at a minimum of 10. If they can keep competitive, who knows what can happen. I feel like this just froze on me. That line looks super weird. I'm trying to see what he's done at home. Prop.cash might be on the struggle bus today. Go back to his assist. At home. Okay, there you go. So at home, Trae Young is averaging the same. I apologize. This is like super janky right now. But anyway, I was trying to dig a little deeper and see his home numbers versus overall numbers. Also, his head-to-head games with the Clippers, 2 in the last season. Not this season, but last season, he had 8 and 10. So there's Trae Young right there versus the Clippers. I still think it's in play at 10. Let's take a look at DeJounte Murray's rebounds and assists. Same 2 games played last season, 9 and 14. Over his last 10 games, however, DeJounte Murray has done okay. Not too bad. Not too bad. He's gone 8 straight games over this line. 9 out of his last 10, 5 in a row. Obviously, these are really good numbers. We want to take a look at what he's done at home. 6 straight games, 6 out of his last 7 games. He's giving you 12 or more rebounds and assists today. Do y'all want to look at what he's done without Capella? I mean, what he's done with Capella has been great. So these are the games played without Clint Capella. 2 out of his last 6 games. But this is the only game this season right here against Philly. That's the only game this season. So you want to look at these and just ignore them because I don't even think he was in Atlanta. Wasn't he in San Antonio in these games right here? So that's sometimes what you have to deal with when you try to like narrow down and start getting like really specific with the filters, is that you got to factor in the year, the usage rate, all that shit. It's sometimes doesn't even work out. So I don't think we need to take a look at what he's done without Clint Capella as a Hawk, because we see enough here over the last 10 games, especially at home. He plays very well. So this one is definitely in play. I know it's at 11 on PrizePicks, so if you bump this up to 11, it honestly doesn't change anything with his game logs. It just makes it a little tougher for him to get it because now he needs 12 instead of 10 or instead of 11. But he's gotten you 12 in 5 straight home games. So there you go. DeJounte Murray. All right, Kawhi Leonard, let's take a look at his rebounds. I don't remember if this was an over or under, but we'll just take a look at it. This is interesting because he's been kind of flirting with 6 for the last... Hold on. There you go. He's been kind of flirting with 6 or more in the last, 8 games? 3, 6, 7, 8. I mean, except for the 2 games against Detroit and Brooklyn, and he got you 4. Every other game he's gotten you 6 or more. It's interesting to see the under on his rebounds. Now, the only thing I can think of is Zubac playing tonight? I don't know. Like, does that matter? Like, does that take boards away from him? Because on the season, Atlanta is not that great at defending rebounds. I mean, in terms of rankings, this is what they're allowing. Kawhi is getting really good projections today. His head-to-head games with Atlanta. We do have to go back to last season, but he was a Clipper. 7 and 8. Minus 130 are really, those are really strong odds in either direction. So really strong odds to the under in this one. If you know something I don't know on why this one is getting such poor odds, let me know. Because from what I'm seeing in his game logs and his projections and the matchup, this one does look in play. So I'm a little undecided on this one with Kawhi Leonard's rebounds. Let's take a look at Mason Plumlee's PRA because we're in the same game. So let's take a look at Plumlee's PRA. This one's sitting at 19.5. You are getting flat odds. So there's not a ton of movement to either side. Over his last 5 games, he's averaging 16 PRA, going over in just one of those games. This feels really high for Mason Plumlee. I don't know why this is... Because I don't think his PRA was at 19.5 for these other games. Is George sitting out today? Because no, that wouldn't even make sense. Because if Paul George was sitting out, I would see Kawhi. We would think Kawhi Leonard's props would get a little bit more love. Minus 125 to go over on BetMGM, flat on DraftKings, and a little juice to the under on Caesars. So here's another one. I'm not really quite sure what to make here. If you want to take a look at what he's done on the road over his last 5, over his last 10. Changes. He's pretty much the same player at home or on the road, so there's really not a whole lot to dig into with this one. So again, if you know why Plumlee's line is, I feel like this is high, and if you're on the over on this one, let me know. Also, let me know. Oh, nice. Let me know why you think Kawhi Leonard's rebounds are getting such shitty odds. I can't figure it out. Projections for Mason Plumlee are only at 13 PRA. It is a mystery. Don't know. Look at what centers have done versus the Atlanta Hawks with Capella. Looney goes over. Nurkic goes over. Eubanks goes over. I mean, come on, man. Jackson Hayes, bro. I don't know. Based off all that, the over does look in play. Just can't figure out why the projections aren't giving him more upside. So yeah, if you think he eats with no Capella in the lineup, and that's like, pick and roll game with Harden's working, and he's getting offensive boards and crashing the glass, and this isn't a great spot. This is a great spot for him to go over. All right. 6 up, 6 down, 7. We talked about LeBron James. Draymond Green. Last play from this block is Draymond Green. If you want to get a little risky, maybe look to take the over on his 0.5 3-pointers made today. So we got his points and assists at 14.5 over on PrizePicks. And that is what they are on most books. He has 6 straight games of the over, and all these are relevant games this season, and these are all when he's back from injury. There's no gap in between these games from, when he was suspended or whatever you want to call that. So since returning to the lineup, he's only gone under this in 1 game. Matchup is there with Brooklyn. I don't mind the matchup, and his projections look strong at 15.5 points and assists for Draymond Green. You see that every other book has this at 14.5. So this one looks really strong. I mean, we've talked about Brandon Pajemski today. We've talked about Draymond Green already. Curry's threes are in play. Those are over on Underdog. If you want to take a look at his threes, we can just go quick. Props.cash does not like the numbers and data that you were looking at. This is not specific to PrizePicks. Like these numbers are universal. They're applicable to any pick'em site. So like there's no difference in 4.5 threes made on Underdog to PrizePicks. Like there's no difference. So we can look at this, and if you want to play this on the Underdog, where I think it is up, you have minus 136 odds to go over. So that's projected for 5 or more threes. He's gone over this in 3, 4, 5 out of his last 6. He's averaging 7 over his last 5. He's averaging 5 over his last 10. He's averaging 5 head-to-head with the Brooklyn Nets. 1 game came this season where he put up 6, and he's projected for 5. So I don't know how much more you need to like this one. This is a great play. I think it's in a good spot over. We're getting all the data points to align with this. So You got Pajemski we're looking at. We're looking at Kuminga. You're looking at Draymond Green. You got Curry. And we're looking at the whole damn starting five for the Golden State Warriors here. So they're all in play. All right. Round 2 is complete. We went over a total of 7 players in this round. The only one that's not on the board is LeBron, but we did look at his PRA, liking the under on that 41.5 if you're getting it at 41.5. Look, based off the odds that I'm seeing, minus 130 for Kawhi Leonard's rebounds, I'm going to select the under on this one. DeJounte Murray's rebounds and assists look in play, as does Draymond's 14.5 PA. We like that flat number of 10 for Trae Young. If you can find this anywhere at 9.5, take it for sure. Plumlee, based off what we're looking at, with no Capella in Atlanta tonight, I think Mason Plumlee is in play. And then looking at the, oh shit, did we not look at Sabonis? Man, I need to get an assistant. I need to get an assistant to help me with all these damn plays. All right, so 3 games versus Cleveland, 1 game this season, 32 PRA, 32 PR. He goes over this one. Minus 120 to go over, minus 106 to go under. This is what he's done in his last 10 games. 3 out of his 5, and he's gone over in 70%. So 7 out of his last 10 games. Versus the Cleveland Cavaliers, this defense is strong on paper, but I am so tired of fading Sabonis. I mean, I think there have only been a couple games where the under did go through. The other games, all the projections have him going under and the odds have him going under. All he does is come out there and go over. So I'm either taking overs on his props or I'm not touching them. His projections today is 33.9, which puts him over that 31.5. So the projections look good. The odds look good. The matchup is not good on paper, but he does have 1 game this year where he did crush. So like I said, if you're either taking the over on him or just fade him. There's too many plays out there to be risky and not to be, move on or play the over on him. But I'm not touching his unders. I don't give a shit what the books say anymore. Bonus is in a good spot to go over for sure. Like this whole Twin Towers shit, like I'm so tired of hearing about this bullshit. You got the Twin Towers in Minnesota, the Twin Towers in Cleveland. Get out of here with that shit, man. Teams are still racking up boards. Teams are still producing. Yeah, it's a tougher matchup, but the way people make it sound is like this great wall, like you can't, get in the paint and stuff. Get out of here with that, man. It's the NBA. All these dudes are talented. And none of these centers on this list are in the class of Sabonis. Muscala, Jalen Duren will be a great player at some point, but he's not there yet. Plumlee, Tice, Lopez, get out of here, man. You're going to sit here and look at all these centers and say, oh, they're shutting down all these centers. Like, who on this list are you starting over Sabonis? Get out of here with that. Take the over on this one or don't play it. I'm not going to mess with his unders, though. All right. Sabonis going over. 7 player props in, 7 player props out, just like that. I'm going to screenshot these. I'll throw them in the Discord. If you're just joining the stream, appreciate being here. If you're watching this on the replay, thank you so much. Try to get through 20 plus player props every single stream and answer as many questions as I can, giving out my personal plays at the beginning of the stream. So if you're only here for my personal plays, go back and watch the first 10 minutes of this and you're good. But we do break down a lot of player props and we do share a lot in the stream and in the Discord. So a lot going on. All right. 55 viewers on. Love it. Thank y'all so much. Hit that like button on your way in if you haven't done so. Do it now. All right, I'm gonna run through all these comments and I say let's start getting some plays of the day going on in the chat. We're about at that time where we can start talking plays of the day. And see what y'all guys got going on today. Plays of the day. And while y'all are doing that, I'm going to scroll back up and see what we got. All right, so we left off at this LeBron comment. So we did look at that one, JR. So yeah, again, if you're getting it at the 41.5, because the odds on his 40.5 were not looking good. So if it's at 41.5, it's even better if you're looking to take the under. All right. So that's the second comment I've seen about Reeves being back at 15.5. Cutler said he took Claxton over 1.5 free throws made. So there's Jim saying that. There's DF. What's going on, man? Welcome in. All right, let's clear this. Okay, get those players of the day in here. We'll go over those and I'll throw those in the Discord. Plays of the day killed it last week. We had 3 consecutive days of, I believe, a 70% hit rate. And so basically, if we took 10 plays of the day, took 10 of your plays of the day, we got 7 out of 10, right? The last, I think Friday was a little lower of a percentage. But I mean, most of the time, those plays of the day, I mean, collectively, you guys are doing a great job in like building out a slip. I mean, so I thought it was in the Discord. We did all the research on the show. Like, there is no breakdown in the Discord. You already know what it is. So you can put those in a slip. But don't be getting mad and shit if the shit doesn't hit. That's like, hey, there ain't no guarantee sticker on that. It's a gamble no matter how you slice it. All right, so Austin Reeves did get bumped back down to 16.5. So I would not be scared off by this. Like, oh my God, why is it bumping down? It's not bumping down. It just got put back at the original line. So most people were like 15.5. That's too low. 16.5. He needs 17. I'm gonna take the under on that one. So all that did was just bring it back down to where you want to play it at 15.5. So don't get scared off by this. I think it's in a good spot. Is there a damn apostrophe in his name? There is. We're looking at this Lakers back. This is a fun Lakers backcourt. I like this backcourt between these two guys. I hope D'Lo doesn't get traded. I like this little combo they got going on. All right, what else? LeBron and AD gonna put on a little show for Charlotte. Oh shit! Isn't that's Jordan still owns the team, right? Might be putting on a little show for Jordan. 2 C's, what's going on? Welcome, man. Appreciate that. Appreciate you being here. Two C's also Leonard under 27.5. Are you looking at his points? Is his points at 27.5? I took the under on his points yesterday on Jock Market at 27.5, and he finished with 25. If they're gonna keep, propping his line up closer to 30, I think that's a really good number to take the under on. Kawhi Leonard doesn't have to score 30 points to be impactful. I mean, he's so damn good. All right, let's see. Divine, he dropped down because the line at 16.5 is too high. And I think a lot of people out there knew it. I think a lot of people out there are also leveraging this. So if you got it at 15.5 and then it got bumped up to 16.5, you're gonna try to middle that where you think he gets you right at 16. It's not often that you get a player prop that you can do that with. So you're probably getting that, and just the more people who hammer the under on that higher line, the books will adjust and they'll bring it back down to 15.5. So it kind of works out. If you missed the original line, this works out really well because you can now take it at the lower line. What's up, little bud? What's going on? Good morning. How about Garland 13.5 points? I don't know. Let's find out. All right. Oh, did they really, Marcus? Kaminga's props got dropped down to 25.5. So we know that Wiggins is doubtful today. But we also know that Saric is probable. If Saric starts and Kuminga comes off the bench, that could be a reason why his line's dropping. If Saric is coming off the bench and Kuminga is starting, does that shorten some stuff like that? I don't think it's a bad thing that it dropped down, but wait, did it drop down? Wasn't it? Oh, no. It was at 26.5. Yeah. Okay. Again, if you're high on the Golden State Warriors today, you got that virtual joint passing around. If you're high on the Warriors today, then you really like this line for Kuminga and you're not scared off by it. But we do like a lot of Golden State Warriors today, so this is just another one that we could look at because this matchup with Brooklyn is a good one. What's going on, Don Caddy? I didn't see your comment. All right. True, what's going on? Welcome in. Good morning. All right. So, okay, let's start looking at some plays today. Let me start getting some of these in so that we can start wrapping this up. So I'm seeing Max Strus over 7.5 rebounds and assists. This one's coming from JR. I see Kawhi Leonard over rebounds. This one's coming from ATM. 6.5 rebounds. Let's see. I thought I saw another one up here. Maybe not. All right. So far I got Max Strus over 7.5 rebounds and assists, Leonard over 6.5 rebounds and assists. If you are suggesting a play of the day, just put POTD next to the player prop. That way I know it's not just a question. I know it's like your play of the day. So we can throw that on the list as well. While you're doing that, let's take a quick look at Let's look at Reeves. Look at Reeves, Russell, and Garland. We already looked at Kuminga. We already like his spot today. And now the line's a little lower, so there's no need to go back and relook at that. We liked it at the higher line, so we should really like it at this lower line. Let's look at this backcourt for the Lakers. Let's look at Reeves' points, and now we can kind of look at what I saw last night when I was digging into this at 15.5. So yeah, these three monster ass games of 22 or more points, decent to like New York and Boston. That's a tough back-to-back, and the New York game was with LeBron and AD, so he still managed to go over that with those dudes in there. Over his last 5 games, I mean, his last 5 games have been really strong. Charlotte's defense is not good. We know that. We're not dogging them out. We're just talking NBA. One game against the Hornets this season, he did get you 16 points in that game. He also played 24 minutes and he took 8 shots. So Austin Reeves went for 16 points, 6 of 8 from the field. He played 24 minutes and he was super efficient from the field, 2 out of 3 from 3-point range, and he had just 2 free throws. So all his points came like on the floor, like within the game, not free throws. So that's a good game. I mean, if he plays anywhere between 25 and 28 minutes today, it's really hard for me to see him not get the shots to go over this line. So I think that one's good. Oh, why are we blank? Hold on. What's going on? Sorry about that, guys. I don't know what happened there. I am definitely having issues today. I don't know what happened. It looks like my presentation screen got removed. Sorry about that. We just pivot. We just move on. I don't know where it cut off. I don't know what I was saying and what was like where I need to continue. But again, Austin Reeves' points look fine. We're just looking at his game logs here and looking at his last game versus Charlotte, where he gave you 16 points, played 25 minutes. If he plays anywhere between 25 and 28 in that range, I mean, it's hard for me to think he doesn't go over this line at 15.5. So that's all I was saying. Austin Reeves' points are in play. That's it. D'Lo's threes. So let's take a look at that. So now Austin Reeves' points got bumped up to 16. So this is exactly what's going on. 15.5, way too low. People love it. 16.5, they're not going to fuck with it. They're going to go down. Now it's at 16. This is where we think he lands. He lands right at 16 points, right? We're averaging it out. So now if you take it at 16, he either pushes, I think he still goes over this. But again, now you're seeing 3 different points, 15.5, 16.5, and 16 flat. I told you. So as soon as I could drop down to 15.5, people were like, hell yeah, I'm taking the over. And that's all you're doing. You're just waiting on the lines to fluctuate so you can get the better line. It's like day trading. D'Angelo Russell, last 2 games against Charlotte, he's giving you 4 in each game. 1 came this season. Over his last 10 games, D'Angelo Russell has gone over this line of 2.5 3-pointers made in 8 out of his last 10 games. He's projected for 2.85. I don't know what's to dislike about this spot for D'Angelo Russell today. It looks good. Honestly, I would say if you like D'Lo's threes, take them now before this OG line gets turned into a goblin. If too many people are hitting the over on his 2.5, all PrizePicks is going to do is slap a fucking goblin on there and give you less money when it hits. So if you like it, take it now. It's not getting it any lower. It's not going to get bumped up. It's just going to get put into goblin mode. Over. We like Kuminga over. Let's look at Garland real quick. I never hold my coffee cup like by the handle. I don't even know why I buy these. I never use the fucking handle. Start drinking my coffee out of like a wine glass. Garland, points, 13.5. Do we like the over or under? So, since returning from injury, we have 3 games to look at where he put up 19, 9, and 4. I don't know what happened against San Antonio. That is really bad. I don't know if he just got pulled because the game was out of hand or what. I honestly don't know. But it is nice to see him come back and kind of hit the ground running again against the Detroit Pistons and put up 19. He did not get, I mean, he may have gotten pulled, but it looks like he's just playing limited minutes. Maybe his time was up, 23 minutes. They're capping him at 23, 24. And at that point, the game's out of hand, or the game, they don't need him anymore. So they sit him. So I think this game against the Kings would be a bit more competitive, where you don't see him take a seat and miss out on run. Projections are kind of flat. Numbers against the Sacramento Kings over the last season or so. He has one game this year where he did go for 16 points. He's projected for 15 points. Listen, this comes down to the minutes. If he doesn't get his minutes today, it's possible he doesn't go over. But what we're hoping for, if you want the over on this one, you're hoping for a competitive game, and you're hoping that he gets full run. And he should hit this. I mean, no real major injury news in Cleveland, so there's no so-and-so sitting out, so Garland should play more minutes. There's none of that. Pretty healthy team right now. Even if Allen doesn't play, they're pretty strong. But yeah, I like the over on this one. Asterisk by his name, because it's all about his minutes. If his minutes are fine, I think he's in play to go over. If they're not, I wouldn't touch it. Too risky. I just realized that I'm talking and the damn thing. Sorry, this presentation has been terrible today. Like my tabs are all over the place. They're getting cut off on the wrong tab. Yeah, so Garland's points again. Here you go, head to head. Last game against the Kings, 16 points. Minutes last 3 games since coming back from injury have been low. Not even getting you 25 minutes in those games. This game against the San Antonio Spurs was bad, but the game was out of hand. Garland gets his full run. He should get enough time on the court to get the over on this one, and it's a more competitive game. Again, if his minutes aren't there, it's scary because he's just going to get pulled, like we saw with Colin Sexton yesterday. Can't score points if you're on the bench. But for now, I think we can I think 13.5 is playable. So like Russell over, Garland over, Kuminga over, especially since the line is dropped. If you are having reservations on Austin Reeves, I completely understand that, but you're still getting this at a lower line than what that original bump was to 16.5. But you know this will bump up to 16.5 again. So again, take it now, or maybe risk it, wait for it to drop to 15.5, or don't play it. Play D-Lo threes instead. All right. All right, here we go. Plays of the day. What we got? We got Sabonis triple-double. So this one is on, I believe, Sleeper. Triple-double. What about Reeves over PA? What about Reeves over PA? Projected for 23.75 on a 21.5 line. The odds are not as good, to be honest with you, but again, sometimes the odds, we're not gonna like let that tell us what to play. Sometimes the player is just in a good spot. 3 straight games. Everything that we talked about with his points applies to his PA because he's scoring at such a high rate. So most of this production is points. Again, the matchup is there. The projections are there. The head-to-head game back in December, he didn't get there. He got you 20. I think his points are still the best play. There are a lot of guys on his team that can dish. LeBron, D'Lo, even AD. So it's really easy for Austin Reeves to go over point prop, but kind of go under PRA or PR or something like that. But those are his numbers over his last 10 with his points and assists. Those are his odds. These are his projections. Points and assists. All right. Kuminga got bumped back to, no. Kuminga 28.5 PRA. Okay. So we were getting Kuminga's PR last game at 28.5. Now his PRA is 28.5. That's pretty good. All right, so we have Draymond Green over first half PRA 10.5. We got Sabonis triple-double in there. I'm going to put Sleeper in parentheses. Also, if your play of the day is not on PrizePicks, just let me know. That way I can put that in there as well so people know where to find it. Luka over 35.5 points. What's going on, sees well? Luka over 35.5. So you're counting on him playing for sure. Don, you like the under on Zion's rebounds as your play of the day? DF. What are Fox's points? What are his points at? What is Zion's rebounds at? 6? That's so funny, man. Like when you look at his rebound prop, it's at 6 or 6.5. You're like, oh yeah, he'll go over that. 6 rebounds. And then you start looking at the game logs and you start understanding why they're at such a low number. Like you're not getting like a bad line at 6. Like 6 rebounds. Oh man, that's over all day long. But look at this, man. 70%, 30% hit rate over his last 10, 20 over his last 5. He's just not that guy. He's not going to get you 10 rebounds a game. He's just not. He's only averaging 5.5 rebounds on the year. And his rebound prop today is at 6. It's scary to take a rebound prop that low because we know how volatile rebounds are. Literally, a ball can just fall into your hands. But that's not really happening that much over his last 10. So, I mean, even his rebound projection is 5.5. So I feel like at the worst, he would push this. I don't mind that. Under 6 rebounds, I don't mind that at all. Nick Claxton dunks. Is it up? So if you're looking at dunk props, you obviously can't look at game history here. So what you do is you pull up that player, you click on the player prop before with the game log, and then you just go over and then you see his dunks. So 4 straight games of 2 or more dunks. I honestly feel like his dunks are always in play. I'm going to put that as a play of the day. So again, if you look at dunks, you can see that there is no dunk history. So click on the prop before or after, and then just toggle, and you'll see it. Dunks for Nick Claxton. You could correlate with Dinwiddie's assists. Unfortunately, that'd be so dope to have a 2-pick power like that. But you would have to at least put. Okay, so if you ever want to play 2 players from the same team in a slip, you can't play them in a 2-pick power. It has to be one person from a different team. So then your next option, you say, okay, I'm going to put another person in there and make it a 3-pick power. Or 3-pick power. A 3-pick flex is one of the worst payouts. It's not a very good payout. A 3-pick power is better payout. But keep in mind, so if you have 3 players in there, 2 from the same team, if you have Claxton, Dinwiddie, and let's just throw Zion rebounds in there. If Zion gets ruled out, if Zion gets a DNP or something like that, your slip gets canceled because PrizePicks will not honor a slip with 2 players on the same team. It doesn't matter if it started off with 3. If the end result is just 2 players on the same team, you're going to lose that. You're going to get your money back, even if they go over. It's so frustrating for your slip to go over and you not get paid. So I would not suggest going 3 picks if you're going to go that route. Play a 4-pick flex, play a 4-pick power, and put 2 people in there. That way you protect yourself in the event of an injury. PrizePicks won't tell you that shit, but I'll tell you that shit. So yeah, you could correlate with Dinwiddie. You could throw 2 more in there, and then hopefully Claxton and Dinwiddie hit, and then you go with 2 high upside plays and you cash out a 4-pick. Go that route for sure. Ooh, Jim, play of the day: Trae Young, 3-pointers made at 3.5. Ooh, Trae Young over 3.5 3-pointers made. On Saturday, was it Saturday? It was yesterday. I created a 6-pick all demons. It was 100x, and I put $15 on it. I won 4. Super volatile demon slip. They were all 3-point props. Beal over, Grayson Allen over, Jimmy Butler over, Cody Martin over, but he got a DNP. I had Jakob Poeltl's points over at 11.5. So with the DNP and Grayson Allen not hitting, there was one more player prop in there that didn't hit, but it ended up being a $4 a $4 win. It wasn't even a win. I lost $11, but that was fun. 100x demon slip. I don't do that very often, but it is fun to throw one of those in your slips every once in a while. It's a fun little watch. Trae Young 3-pointers made. So this one is not getting the best odds. 3 straight, 6, 7, and 7. Is head-to-head with the Clippers. He's getting that nasty James Harden defense, though, man. Come on. He's projected for 4. I like this one. This is a prop that we talk about where you don't really focus too much on the odds. You just kind of look at the games, the players, like recent games, and see that this player is heating up. And even if he doesn't go for 7, you don't need him to. You just need him to hit 4, which he can do. At home, Trae Young. Yeah, props.cash, man. I'm going to have to write them a nasty email. Their shit is slow today. That's pissing me off. So, Trae Young, I like his threes. I think those are in play. So we'll put that in on the plays of the day. What else we got? The demon slip. You know what I should have did is I should have correlated it with like it wouldn't have been 100x, but like Paul George's threes with James Harden's points, rebounds, or rebounds and assists. You can do that. You can take like 4 3-point prop demons and try to correlate them with a point guard, like for the assist. And it's not going to be 100x, but it'll be a pretty nice payout if it hits. And the correlation is there, so I think that does help with the upside. All right, so I think a Jim. You like Cam Thomas PA or points and assists, points and rebounds at 27.5. We can put that in there. Anybody else? Plays of the day. We're about to wrap this up. We're approaching an hour and 40 minutes. So here's what we got so far. We got Strus over 7.5 rebounds and assists. Kawhi Leonard over his rebounds. We got Draymond Green over first half PRA. You got Sabonis triple-double alert, and that's a sleeper play, if I'm not mistaken. You have Luka over points, Zion under rebounds. You got Claxton over dunked. You can also look to Claxton over rebounds. Trae Young over 3.5 3-pointers made, and Cam Thomas over 27.5 points and assists or points and boards. I guess they're at the same line. With Cam Thomas, he's just going to shoot, and the majority of his lines are going to come from points. All right. I think we're good. Ladies and gentlemen. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good take, Cutler. D'Lo over his 4 points. Starts off strong. Yeah. I see it happening for sure. De'Aaron Fox for DF. DF, you looking at this for your play of the day, or you're just you're gonna play this in a slip? Either way, we'll take a look at De'Aaron Fox's points, 24.5. Pace down matchup for him versus the Cavs. Kind of flat odds. Head-to-head games versus the Cavs. He does have one game this season where he did go for 28. He's coming off a monster game where he went for 40 points, 41 points. Before that, he went for 25. This game against Indiana, so this is a great example. We talk about this all the time. When we look at the game logs, these game logs are not accurate based off the props for those other days. They're accurate based off that current day's prop. Does that make sense? So in this game against Indiana, his point prop was 27.5. He went under that. But because his point prop today is 24.5, it's going to show that he's over. So on a day-to-day basis, these dudes' game logs fluctuate. So it gives you the idea like they're on a heater, they're cold. You have to understand like what their prop was on that day to get a good understanding of what they're actually doing. So on paper, this looks like, oh, back-to-back games, but it's really not because he didn't go over that game's line. But 25 is what he needs today, and he's proven to you that he can do it 60% of the time over his last 10. He is projected for 27 points versus the Cavs. That would be a fun one too, to watch Mitchell and De'Aaron Fox go back and forth. We talk about what it was like to watch Curry and Trae Young, go off. Kyrie and Tyrese go off like back and forth. That'd be fun. That'd be fun. All right. Yeah, De'Aaron Fox's points look good. If you want to take it a step further and just look at what he's done on the road, if that sways you, if you're a road home splits person, nothing changes over his last 10. He's averaging 27 points over his last 5 and 10 games on the road, 60% hit rate, 27 points, 27 points. It's pretty consistent. All right. 6-0, what's going on? Yeah, we do like the under on LeBron PRA at 41.5. The odds are in favor of the under at 40.5. So at 41.5, we like the under on that one with the increased line. So yeah, we looked at that one earlier. Mel says, play of the day, LeBron under 41.5. I didn't realize he's on 3 of my slips. All right, let's throw that one in there too. All right, we got LeBron James under his 41.5 PRA. All right. Awful lot of smoke. What's going on? New name. Appreciate you being here. Strus over fantasy. Okay. So we did talk about Strus's rebounds and assists. We like the over on that one. We did take a look at his PRA, but that got bumped from 16.5 to 20. 16.5 to 17.5. 20 is a good number for a fantasy line. If you're still getting it at 20, that's low. If his shot's falling early, he crushes this shit. He crushes this. Shy said Luka's at shoot around. Okay, so that's a good sign. Usually if a player is at the morning shoot around, indication is that they'll play. So if he does play, then it does take a little usage away from Kyrie. If you think he plays, maybe you look to take the under on Kyrie's points now, because once that's official, maybe we see a drop in Kyrie's lines. Maybe people will start taking the under at that point. So if you want to get out in front of that, you could do it now. All right. I think we got it all. Here's what I have for plays of the day. I'll throw these in the Discord. And what you could do is you can try to create a slip out of these plays of the day. Last week, we did really well with these back-to-back days of 70%. So 7 out of 10 we were getting right. I'm going to throw my play in there is Pajemski over his 11.5 rebounds and assists. If it's not up, I'm glad I got it in a slip early. So we got Max Strus over rebounds and assists. Max Strus over 20 points. LBJ under 41.5 PRA. Kawhi Leonard over his 6.5 rebounds. Draymond Green over first half PRA. We got Sabonis over 0.5 triple-double. That's a sleeper play. Luka over points. Zion under his 6 rebounds. Claxton over his dunks. Trae Young over his 3-pointers made. Cam Thomas over 27.5 PA or PR. And last, Brandon Pajemski over his 11.5 rebounds and assists. And that's what we got for our plays of the day. And that is going to do it for today's live stream. Don under Plumlee, first half PRA. So we like the over on Plumlee's full game PRA, but the under on his first half PRA. So we're thinking that he starts strong in this game, but then kind of fizzles out, or starts slow in this game and then like picks it up in the second half. Is that kind of what we're thinking? 7.5 3-point attempt is up, and man, that last 5. Hold on. It's like every time I try to pull away. Let's take a look at this. So these are his 3-pointers made, but we're looking at his 3-point attempts. So 7.5 is his line today. I mean, his last 10 games, he's gotten you 7 or more. So 90% hit rate in the last 10 games. Over his last 5 games, he's 100% over 5.5 3-points attempted. You want to make a nice little Brooklyn slip. Claxton over dunks. Dinwiddie over assist. Mikal Bridges over 3-pointers made. Dinwiddie is associated and correlated to both of those plays. And then you want to throw Cam Thomas in there over his PR or PA. You want to throw Curry in there over his points. You want to throw Draymond over there over his first half. You got a nice little 5 pick. If y'all play that one and it hits, remember where you heard it. If you play that and it doesn't hit, you didn't hear it here. No, I'm just kidding. You heard it here. I'll take ownership if you play that and it doesn't hit. But that's a fun little 5-man. That's a fun little 5-man stack for sure. All right. I might actually play it, and I'm just talking myself into it now. All right. So we're going to leave it off at that. Ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all so much for stopping by and checking this live stream out. If you're new here, a lot of you are. I'm seeing a lot of new faces here, a lot of new names in the chat. That means a ton. It means my content's reaching new viewers, and that's what it's all about. And it's all because of y'all liking the streams, liking the videos, leaving comments. Hit me up in the Player Prop Discord if you have questions. We talk a lot of NBA over there all day long. We post slips all day long. It's 100% free to join and to engage. So drop by, check it out. If it's not your thing, you can dip out anytime you want. No hard feelings, but that's where it all goes down. That's where I share my slips. That is where I share my plays. But consider subbing up to the channel if you haven't done so already. It does mean a lot to me. Hit that like button on your way out if you haven't done so already. As always, I hope all your player props respect the damn coin. I wish you all the best of luck. I'll let the outro bump a little bit. I know you guys like the freestyle off that. And listen, tomorrow we'll be back 9 a.m. live stream player props. Hopefully we have some awesome profits to talk about, some wins to talk about in tomorrow's live stream. Until that live stream, best of luck to you all. Chavez is out.